Hey everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today's going to be a little bit different video. I wanted to talk about my experience with I had a very close call with a scammer, and I wanted to kind of recount my experience, but also raise maybe a little bit of awareness for any of you that have your own influencer style accounts like on YouTube or Instagram or something, because this was pretty sophisticated, or at least for me, I consider myself a pretty savvy person when it comes to the internet and potential scams. But this one almost got me, and so I wanted to share that with you. So I'll make this about as quick as possible. So just for a little bit of background, you know that I do product reviews occasionally on this channel, and I get offers to do product reviews every single day. Lots and lots of offers come in, and I have to be very choosy because a lot of them just aren't relevant. I get a lot of jewelry and makeup, companies, but some things are relevant, and if they are relevant to my channel, those are usually the things that I review, whether it's welding equipment or 3D printing stuff or lighting, even the lighting stuff I do. The challenge with a channel as small as mine is that it can be difficult to get your foot in the door with larger brands. A lot of smaller brands, it's real easy. So you would notice in a lot of my 3D printing reviews that you don't see me doing sponsored reviews of Bamboo Labs or even Creality products, things like that, because they have access. Their companies are so big that they have access to larger channels, and so a smaller channel like me doesn't have the same amount of impact. So the reason that they come to me is because they're generally ignored by the larger channels with larger followings. And so a person with a smaller channel like myself, I'm always looking to get better deals with bigger companies. And so I feel like these scammers kind of understand that, and that's why they go after the smaller channels. And this one in particular was posing as a representative for Fujifilm. If you aren't familiar with Fujifilm, as the name implies, they used to be a film company, and they're in digital cameras and other digital imaging style equipment. So I'll share with you the email so you can see how they present themselves. Okay, so here's the email. This is a typical style introduction email that I get from most companies that are wanting to work with me. They introduce themselves. Hi, my name is Colton and I represent Fujifilm. They kind of talk about their mission statement, and then they talk about how they would like to work with me by making a video, and if I was interested, I could reach out to them for more information. And so I responded like I normally do. I said, thanks for reaching out. I'm interested in working with you. So please let me know, what you have in mind. So far this hasn't raised any red flags. Would be a normal correspondence that I would have with a marketing arm of some company. And then a couple of days later, I receive a response, and basically they just kind of laid out their terms, which is normal. They tell us what they'd want from me and what I can expect from them, and so this all seemed a little too good to be true. If you look in this email, first of all, they provide a link to the actual Fujifilm site, which lends a little bit of credibility to the story that they're trying to tell. Then in the next paragraph, they talk about what they want from me and what they're willing to offer. And these numbers started to get a little, they seemed a little extreme. They were offering between $750 and $22,500 for the collaboration. First of all, I think only once in my whole time on YouTube have I ever received money for a sponsored video. I usually don't ask for money, just because I like to be free to say what I want without scrutiny. I did it the one time, and after the video was made, they wanted to review it and approve it and let me know if I said things that they didn't like. And there was a lot of strings attached, and I don't like to have those strings attached. I just say, if you want me to review your product, just send me the product and I'll review it. But I don't require payment in return. So anyway, the email continues asking for 2 videos, starting this year. And they said that you need to sign their advertising agreement, that contains all the necessary information. And then something seemed weird. At the end here, it says, if you're using a Mac OS MacBook device, please let us know in a reply email, and we will send you the materials for your system. So that stood out to me. Because later it says, download the PDF to your Windows computer, and they have a password for the PDF and everything. If it's a PDF that needs to be signed, as far as I understand, there's no difference between a Mac and a PC being able to read a PDF. And so that stuck out to me. And so I started to think, maybe this is a scam. So the first thing I did, the other red flag was the download link was one of those shortened links, like a bit.ly link, and normally when I have had to sign certain contracts that just usually state, like, I will, if they send me the product, I'll make a video in a timely manner or whatever, and usually it's a link that's hosted on the website of either the marketing agency or the actual company that makes the product. This was a shortened link, and so that was the first red flag. Well, I mean, a couple. Reading that they had 2 different links for the different types of devices that I use was a red flag. So then what I did was I went to the original email and I tapped on the email address of the person sending it, and sure enough, if you look, this email address has nothing to do with Fuji at all. So then I go to the second email because it was 2 different people, which I also thought was kind of odd. I was dealing with a person named Colton, the first email, and the second email was a person named Martins. And so I look at that email address, and it was a completely different email, almost more legitimate looking because it was fujifilm-team.com. But again, if you're dealing with people officially from the company like fujifilm.com, their email address should say fujifilm.com. So then I started looking online for Fujifilm ad scam and things like that, and I found a couple of Reddit posts where people were talking about it, but then I found this. This is on a website called Fuji Addict, and this is people who tend to work directly with Fuji, or people that do product reviews for Fuji. They said, hey, we got this email from Fujifilm themselves, and this is what it says. We've been made aware of fraudulent emails claiming to offer brand partnerships, compensation, and free products as part of Fujifilm content creator campaign. This campaign does not exist and is an attempt at phishing. This outreach did not originate from Fujifilm and has no connection to our organization. Official communications from Fujifilm are sent from the email address ending in @fujifilm.com. If you receive this email, please do not respond, do not open any links or attachments, and never share unencrypted personal information or payment details. So that was pretty much it. I knew 100%. And I started to worry a little bit because I did click on the link that took me to the Fujifilm page, and I thought, maybe it had some type of way of spying. So I went ahead and changed my passwords, all of my YouTube and Gmail associated passwords, just to be safe. I did remember a couple of YouTubers had experienced something like this, where it was the exact same thing. They were just going through the motions. They thought they were making a deal for advertising. They downloaded a media kit, which then that media kit, what it does is it installs a virus onto their computer, which basically gets all your login information for YouTube, and then it changes the 2-factor authentication inside your YouTube account settings, so it's something that they can control, and then they change the password, and then they erase all your videos. They just take over your channel. And for a channel as small as mine, 25,000 subscribers, there's no, YouTube, there's no way that they would do anything. They wouldn't step in and help me with that situation. But if that happens, for all intents and purposes, my channel's gone and it would cease to exist. And you subscribers wouldn't notice maybe for a while, because when they would they'd change the profile picture, and they would change the name of the channel, and they would put in all of their own videos. And you might be scrolling through your subscriptions someday and be like, I don't remember subscribing to that person or whatever, but that would be it. You wouldn't actually know that had originally been my channel that was stolen. Some of these larger channels that this has happened to, they were able to reach out to the YouTube team, and the YouTube team was able to reinstate their channel. But like I said, I'm a very small fish in a very large pond, and there's no way that they would even give me the time of day over at YouTube. So what's the purpose of this video? I just use it as a cautionary tale. Even the most diligent people, like I do this type of training for work all the time, fishing training and everything. And these types of scammers are targeting smaller channels, people that they know are a little bit more, I wouldn't say desperate, but more eager to work with larger brands. And so they use a larger brand to try to lure us in. And I was kind of going through the motions for a while there. And I got lucky that I just was actually paying attention a little bit towards the end to realize that something not good was happening. And so I was able to catch it. And the fact that I do a lot of my business through my phone, and I would have had to go out of my way to go to my PC to actually download this quote-unquote media kit. And hopefully by then I would have figured it out anyway. So be safe out there. They're getting more sophisticated in their attacks. This would have been 10 years of work that I would have lost in the blink of an eye, and then the revenue that I actually get from all this, which isn't a lot, but it's still nice to have, and it helps sustain the channel a little bit. So thanks everybody for watching. I do appreciate all the support. I have more videos coming up, so stick around and you'll see those. So I'll see you guys then.